It's myself, Big Don. We've got a special guest today, and we've actually got Michael Clayton in the background. He said his mom spanked him, so he can't actually be on camera.
Grounded.
He's grounded. Yeah, so his mom was a gigolo apparently, now he's got it.
You're gonna send me to detention with my father now.
Alright, so guys, on my left over here, we actually have a special guest. His name is Oshil. This is one of my closest friends actually. The guy is actually one of the few South Africans that I do know that has lived abroad. He's actually made a difference in his life abroad. So I just wanted to speak about what it's like being a South African abroad. I mean, more so, we're not talking about parties, but the Middle East, you know? So, yeah, my guy, how you doing?
I'm good, man. It actually feels very good, you know, to be here. Feels so special, and if ever I felt unloved by my parents today, you definitely made me feel very much loved. I'm gonna go back and be like, yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
I'm on the body.
Yeah.
Welcome.
That's what's happening, man.
Yeah, man. So you're actually one of our first live, interviewees. So yeah, you'll definitely be coming back. That's for sure.
Inshallah.
And outside of that, please tell me you haven't joined the party. Please.
No, bro. You don't do that, bro.
I mean,
Don't do that.
I'm quite intrigued on this. I know it's like it's a topic. It's still a going on topic. I mean, what's it like on the other side? Do you know people that are doing that on the other side?
No, not really. In the Middle East, no. My time in China, that's a different story. You know, especially because I started off there and I was like, I just turned 18 when I went there. And so of course, you know, when you're 18, you're a bit more experimental. You meet a lot more people who are game for a lot more things. You know? Whereas compared to now, you know, we're a bit older, so we think like 5 times before we do anything.
Of course.
Right? But you know, coming back to what you said earlier, you know, for me personally, the biggest thing of what I felt when I went overseas is like, you know, here in South Africa, we call me like, you know, we Indians and these colors and stuff. When I went overseas, I was just South African and I was black.
You're black.
I was black, bro. That's it.
Clayton, he was black, bro.
So yeah, like I could relate, you know, that Trevor Noah had that special when he was like, you know,
You couldn't say colored.
Yeah, and he was on the
You
plane.
say mixed race.
No, and you know, like literally, like when I met Americans and all that, like, no, I'm Indian, and then there were a few other South Africans as well from Cape Town. They were colored. They were like, you can't say colored, and then you know, like,
It's
they're
racist.
Black, you know,
It's
very,
racist.
They're very touchy, and this was in China, from all places. Like, you know, you hear all the bad stories in China happening and stuff. So when I went there, like when I used to meet up with friends from like Zimbabwe or, you know, from Nigeria and stuff, we were all in one clique. I was the black guy. And I was considered light skinned, so I was like, you know, light skinned black guy. And the thing was, I had to get rid of my wavy hair. So like the Indian thing in Durban is like switch lock. I was like, number one, so I keep rolling with the shit. So I'm like, I'm gonna embrace my inner light skin, and you know, and then like the good thing was like, I'm rolling with all these guys, and like, you know, proper African guys, like Nigerian, there's a guy from Congo, and they're huge guys, and I'm there, and I'm rolling with them, and I'll be like, yo, nigga. He's like, yo, my nigga. I was like, oh, man, that's what I like. And then when I come here, and the thing is, like, you know, like when we're all together, like, you know, we all use the word like nigga openly still. Right? But I won't lie, like, you know, like if I'm going to Phoenix or Chatsworth and I see the guys and they're like, yo, nigga, and I'm like, y'all don't know the real thing, bro. So coming back to that, I think that's for me was the biggest part is I got to feel light skinned black, which is such a.
You felt like Chris Brown.
Oh.
You got the tattoos too.
Yeah. The worst part is like, you know, like Chris Brown, I guess, like, you know, like I assume every light skinned guy would be like a Chris Brown vibe thing going on. But I remember when I was there and, you know, in and out of relationships, every girl before that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to edit that out. You can edit that.
So they were like, oh, Justin.
He's got a ring on his finger, guys. He's got a ring on his finger. Do not message us about that.
No. So what used to happen was they were like, oh yeah, this guy's a black Justin Bieber, and I was like,
snap.
So I don't know how to take it at that time, because at that time there's a lot of controversy around Justin Bieber, so no one ever wants to be like, you know, Like right now, if you say him like that, I'd be like, yeah, man, he's pretty chill out now. His music is dope, you know. It's either that or we matured over time.
Yeah. I guess so because you're one of the few people that I have in my life that actually challenges me besides Michael Clayton. Pushes me to the brink, bro. Anyway, but you're one of the few people that has actually challenged me to try and strive to get better in life, you know. There's a few challenges that we have put out amongst ourselves that I think working on that, it actually has made us better people, you know.
100%, bro.
Yeah, and outside of that, you did go to China. When you were going to China, what were you going to study, by the way?
Yeah, so initially when I went up to China, firstly was to study, and it was actually civil engineering.
Wow.
So, yeah, and life just came from it.
So can I ask? Because I'm in the background, I'm in trouble with my mom. So if we can do it like this, just for context, because I know you started with the joke. What was the joke?
The party.
The party. So let's work it this way, because I believe the party takes place in which country?
It's more on Dubai side.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do it like this. So did you go initially to China in the beginning? In the beginning. So you started off in China, and then just kind of tell us from China which other countries you went to, and where are you now?
All right. So I've worked and stayed in two countries, right?
Okay.
It's China and Qatar. So Qatar, of course, they're hosting the World Cup this year.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So
nice. This 2020.
This 2022. Yeah.
Okay.
It's the first one where they had to move.
Will you be in there?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Apparently it's hot as balls.
No, it is. There's probably gonna be a lot of night matches.
Yeah, no. Also, but the thing is, I've checked the stadiums there. The stadium is fully air conditioned, and they have these retractable roofs and stuff, right? So it closes up this year.
Okay.
All of the stadiums, and it's from the field down on each level. They have these big air binds, these ACs going on. So when you're inside the stadium stays at a temperature of between 18 and 20.
Wow, that's
so
amazing.
So it's huge, man. And then aside from that, around the mall, the stadium, there is a mall. Wow. There's malls situated in each one.
Could you imagine if we had a stadium like that, getting no shedding? That would be sad.
Dude, Eskom in South Africa, dude. The other thing is, dude, how much is petrol in Qatar? Just
Done. I think you made this joke in the week, and I said that's a sensitive topic. Don't bring it to the table. You're hurting us. You're suffering with me here, my friend.
Yeah,
we know.
Man. We laugh at our pain. We are South Africa.
I made you on 1 kilometer with you. That's some serious stuff.
We're pushing the car.
We're pushing it to its limits.
We're pushing the car after this, dude. The other thing about being in Qatar, the other thing that I have noticed is a lot of people are actually opting to leave the country. My friend over here, Oshil, he does actually tell me that there is a high preference actually abroad for people who are of South African denomination to actually go to other countries. Yeah. So you actually get a lot of this happening, and then you wonder why things are going the way they are for our country. So from a perspective of actually living there, would you say you felt safer abroad, or would you say you felt safer at home? Just the question.
No. I mean, dude, definitely, man. It came to a point where it is way safer overseas, right? For me personally, because now I'm a family man, with my family and stuff, I feel it's a better environment if I have all of them there. I don't need to look over my shoulder after 8 p.m. Whereas here, you're always going to be alert at any time of the day. If you're going out to the grocery store, you need to do small runs for your home, or whatever it is, anything can go down. So it's definitely way safer on that side.
Yeah. I get you. No, the reason I'm asking this is that we just clicked earlier before we actually started this podcast, and we hear about this whole thing that Minister Begitsele, he talks about you're lucky if you're getting raped by one guy these days.
Yo, bro, I saw that, and with so many things happening here back home, it's whenever you see these things happen, you're like, it's like I've gotten so used to what's happening in the media, or with our politicians and the government, that all I can do is just sign disappointment. You know, of course, people will raise their opinions and stuff, but what truly happens, man? Because as much as yes, it's so dangerous. This guy said it like that, to the point where, although he said it and we criticize it, even majority of society was like, you know what, he got a point here. Things have gotten so messed up to the point where we have to be fortunate enough. Imagine you get robbed with all your belongings. People will steal the tires of your car. Someone will get shot in the arm, and they'll be like, well, as long as he's still alive.
I think it's a tax thing. I mean, as long as we can pay tax, keep the country going. It's
at least we never lose that taxpayer is still going. I mean, that's the thing. Like, all of us have gotten so accustomed to things getting from bad to worse.
And yet we shouldn't.
And it shouldn't, man.
It shouldn't be like that. I mean, imagine you're going to a different country to feel safer. It's not your home, but you're going to now call it home. For me, what makes me sad is we have so many professionals leaving, whereas there should be more professionals investing.
Exactly.
And I get exactly why you left. I mean, I don't blame you. I don't want to say where we do the podcast, because then it'll give away if people come and find us. But where we are, it's not that safe.
Can I do it one more time? I'm scared of Poco.
Yeah, no, he has bodyguards. We don't. and I'm sure even his bodyguards know that he is scared, but he's just saying that because he wants to
put on that facade. I mean, look at like rappers and stuff. They come out all tough and
look
hard.
at Putin, dude.
That guy is OG. No, but he's OG, bro. Putin, for me, I love that guy. I love Putin, bro. You know why? Because he's not afraid. You know what? The one thing I've noticed is everyone above in the northern hemisphere, they're so in tune with politics and what's happening in the region. When you come down to the southern hemisphere, everyone doesn't give a shit. You look in Southern Africa, you look at South America, and then you look at, I think only Australia and New Zealand have a few of their ducks in a row, but they're also full of shit, because they're racist as shit, right? But, Southern Africa and South America, look at these regions, how messed up they are and stuff. You come into the northern hemisphere, everyone is screwed up about something, and the common thing between everyone, if you come from Asia to South Asia, to the Middle East, North Africa, they all recognized America or the West as the villains. Everyone can agree that they are the villains, man.
True.
And they put it in that. But I remember I watched a documentary once that said that America became the heroes because they know how to market the country. They sell us their movies, their music, they open with their media and stuff, and we fall for that. And that becomes a trend because, we're so mesmerized by what we see that distracts us from reality. And they're the guys that are setting the trends worldwide, And Putin just came together because if everyone was like against the whole Ukraine thing, and I actually have a friend who's on the border at the moment, right? And actually yesterday he messaged me as well, right? And he was just saying from a Russian perspective was that Putin was very neutral. He's helping, Europe, and yes, he got into power with China. They got into partnership with China and whatever, but they just didn't want Ukraine to sign into, was it NATO?
Yeah,
right?
That was the whole conversation.
They didn't want that because you look at it. If they did, it just gave America another foothold that's bordering with them. Because America is like that big bully that doesn't want anyone to be bigger than them in the field.
Yeah, no, absolutely, it's true. It's a given. If you know the politics, exactly what he says, it's been proven. I mean, why are we buying crude oil in dollars? Why aren't we buying it in rands? Why aren't we buying it in any other currency? And it's from a different country, And I mean, I don't blame him for saying that he wants people to buy crude oil in his currency, Putin. So if you want to support me, this is what I'm prepared to offer. I mean, as this whole thing, and people laugh at it, where all the world's, like McDonald's is from America. You go now to Russia, you have a similar thing. It looks like McDonald's, tastes like McDonald's. It's not McDonald's.
Yeah. No, it's not.
It's a whole different thing.
For instance, you go to McDonald's, right? So here in South Africa, we hype McDonald's chips. Right?
Oh, it's amazing.
Right now.
We have a debate about this all the time on camera, dude.
No, okay. But the thing is, let's just say about 70-80% of people, I can say, from close circle of friends, they rave about McDonald's chips, right? And so when I went to China, and even the small Chinese shop, literally the size of a studio, that had like a burger joint, this is the exact same chips as McDonald's, and it's in every single restaurant. It's the norm, right? And I was just like, you see the development of how far they went to ensure they can cut costs, and provide it to everyone. Like a McDonald's, a Big Mac meal in China is like about $15, $20, right? And then here, if you want a burger and stuff, you have 50 to 60 rand.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because when McDonald's first hit South Africa back in the day, you could get a Big Mac for 1990. Just as a hit.
I remember the adverts in the early 2000s, even slightly after the World Cup. McDonald's was still not as pricey as it is right now. Now you buy a McFlurry. How much is a McFlurry?
35 rand. Ask me, I know.
Grand. You might as well get a Magnum, man.
Absolutely.
Damn. But you coming back. This is so off topic, right? But I was just like, you still remember ads from the 2000s, and then we have the big guy here in the back. He's like from the 90s.
Yeah.
There's an ancient. The only ad that still sticks in my head is an Oros advert. You know that mango.
Mango.
And it only hit me the other day when I was going. I don't know why it goes. Maybe because my name starts with the O.
So you've been overseas for exactly how many years now?
8.5 years.
When you come back every single time, do you see, because you've been away for so long, do you think it getting better, or?
He always says he's a foreigner.
Because for me, I feel like to a point, there's this thing where you feel like I'm away for so long, but this is home. But you miss it until you start being reminded why you left.
Yes. Oh, dude, that is my exact feeling, right? So the moment I land, I'm like, oh man, I'm home. I can't wait. And then as I'm driving from the airport, all the way back home, and I'm like, oh, nothing's changed.
Yeah.
And then I'll like back then, my father was still around, and he'll pick me up, and I'll come back and be like, yo, Dad, is that guy still there? Is that still there? He's like, no, man, everything is still the same. And then like, oh, okay, cool. Okay. Literally everything, even
the food.
No, I was gonna say, like, even the liquor store, the neighbor who's had the drug den for like 50 years, like this is probably like, I don't know, the way he's running got tenders happening.
You mean the staple diet?
That's
not gonna mention the name. Not gonna mention the name. But we have this guy in the area we live in, hint. We call him the staple diet. So
No, not in that way now. See, now like he's thinking like, no. So when you say staple diet, it's like, if you live in this particular area, there's a landmark, right? Yeah. So if you're meeting up with a bunch of guys, and you talk about a specific area, guys will go straight to, do you know this den? We call it a den, right?
Yeah, we call it a den.
I'm like, oh yeah. Well, 5 minutes away from there. So if you're from a particular area, everyone knows where is the hotspot, like, the local place to buy, your groceries and stuff.
Yeah.
Then, which is the hottest liquor store, and the third part is the den. Look, I'm being serious about it, right? Everyone knows these top 3 things. So then Don and I in conversation, we got into last week, he's like, yes, if you're from this area, it is a staple diet, and it must be common knowledge to anyone who's here. Otherwise, if you don't know it, then you're a foreigner in this area.
Yeah, I get it exactly, man.
Yeah. No, outside of that, the last thing I think we would go into, like, what is it like eating abroad? Like, I'm sure we have, like, we in South Africa are heavily influenced by the Indian culture when it comes to food,
Well, mainly Durban.
Durban.
I mean, I had a bunny in Cape Town not so long ago, and that was not Abana.
Exactly.
I mean, my wife and I were wishing so hard for curry, you know, because my 25% Indian kicks in, and it was not. You know, you're thinking authentic mutton curry bani.
Yeah.
It's masala bani.
Oh.
And it's not masala like you think, like, you know, hot. It's flavor.
It's Robinson's masala.
Ah, Raja. And you get so disappointed. So you always wonder, like, people who live in Durban always sending curry powder to Cape Town. Like, now I know why. It's like I needed to take my own private stash with me.
Yeah, because like I remember a friend of my dad used to say, like, you know, she used to, I don't remember which country she lived in. Okay, yes. Was that me?
This was one of the World Cup anthem songs, was it?
That's weird, dude. Anyway,
we're being spied on. This is because on your previous podcast you'll hit deep shit.
No,
that's why.
It's that one with that corner thing about I'm forgetting. What is it called?
Stellenbosch?
No. It was this conversation about the staple die.
Oh.
That was a sign. We're listening in.
Maybe this was here in the front,
yeah.
So yeah, as we were saying, bro.
Yeah, so this lady says that she used to carry like sandwiches and when she's leaving the country. I'm not sure which country she's
drastic, bro.
Yeah, no, she would carry sandwiches.
Yeah, you take the sandwich and the plane get all soggy, you know.
She would freeze the stuff too. Like it's weird because like the cold meats that they provided didn't taste the same in the other countries. She said, like, you know, simply chicken. Like, you don't get simply chicken abroad.
Bollocks, man.
So I have a side question because I want to know. Don and I were having this debate the other day about Japan and China. Is China a bigger vending machine country than Japan, or was Japan the capital of vending machines from your experience? Because like we had this whole conversation, you could everything from a vending machine, like anything and everything.
You know what? I haven't been to Japan, but of course, you know, I've seen videos of. I think Japan adapted more, but based on population size, China are the biggest consumers, and like, you know, in their building blocks, if you go downstairs 24/7, they do have these vending machines outside, very similar to Japan. We can get like a 2-minute window, you know, drinks, medication, something similar to what they're trying to adapt here now.
Sure, 7-Eleven.
Yeah. 7-Eleven is life, bro.
Is it?
Yeah, like in China, 7-Eleven you can get everything.
Wow.
Even alcohol, beers.
Did you hear about those cage homes? Something you've seen or heard about?
Cage homes, like check out those really small.
Yeah.
No, I've seen that. It just happens in most of the old buildings, right?
Yeah.
It's very popular in Hong Kong, but in the city that I was in Xi'an, I did witness it. You know, with one of my friends there, they had maybe a room the size of a let's say a king size bed, and there was probably like in a building.
Wait. A room the size of what?
Of a king size bed.
So in this room, you probably could fit about 16 people. Because literally you've got like your square meter or 2 square meters.
You mean
and that's
you
your
need
space.
to tell me that you free but you're in jail.
So what I'll do for everybody that doesn't know,
expensive, bro.
Yeah, it is, and Hong Kong's the worst. You're paying like you think New York is expensive until you own a cage home. So what I'll do is I'll link that video below in the podcast so you guys can check it out and see. I saw this. It's a documentary about how Hong Kong is failing to grow. And I mean, like for me, I think like I know South Africa is bad because we live here and it's not easy for us because we're not fully professional yet to live. And in somewhat what I think is that I believe it's going to change. But then when we look at the opportunity, because I'm exactly in the same boat as you. We're not black enough to get jobs in our country, and if you're not fortunate enough to have your own business, you're gonna have to leave.
That's the only option, man.
And it's sad because we want to stay. I mean, you don't have Steers overseas. You don't, and I like Steers chips, but I would prefer McDonald's chips. But I mean, you want to be able to have your cake and eat it. Do you know what I'm saying?
You know, you say that now until you go overseas and you find this better than Steers, man.
For sure. For a short time,
is...
you start missing home and you're thinking, you know what, you're never going to get mom's food, never going to get your wife's food. Do you travel with your family when you go overseas?
I'm very new into this game. So well, just under a year. So they'll be joining me very soon.
Okay,
so,
that's good.
So before that was just ASAP. So of course, when I was young, of course I missed my mother's food. But when I came back, I got so accustomed to the food on that side. But now, honestly, I.
What was your go-to meal?
I actually miss Chinese. My go-to meal, there's something called rojia. So rojia is like more bread. So it's red meat bread, right? So the way they boil the meat, infused with these spices and lentils, all in this warm water, and they put like the chilies and stuff.
Okay.
So the meat just comes out pink and fully done and soft to the teeth. And then they got the bread that's made. It's like a pan-fried bread, and they put that in, and you get it for about $2 in the morning.
Wow.
So it's maybe the size of a KFC burger, but you manage to get it for $2. So 2 lemon B is double, so it's about 4 rand. So
wow.
So my go-to every morning, and sometimes even in the evening, if I'm on a budget sometimes because I'm still starting off, I have $5, I'm getting a rojia, and then for 3 renminbi, there's something called liang pi. So liang pi is cold noodles, right? And it's famous for the northwestern region of China. Like that's where noodles originated. So before Beijing was a capital, Xi'an was a capital, right? So noodles was their staple, right? So the way there was a cold noodle mixed with like a chili gravy, chili and oil gravy.
Oh yes, chili oil, yeah.
And the way they made it, and it's just, it just touched the soul food.
I can imagine.
I don't know.
Do you think everybody knows Jackie Chan in China? Just the last one?
Oh, dude, he's president, man.
Yeah, I believe he's got hotels like.
Mitsubishi created a car after him too.
What? What's it called? Jackie China?
Yeah, Jackie China. No, I'm serious. Maybe in 100 years he could be. There'll be a city called Jackie Chan. That's how big he is.
Yeah.
But you come back to the car. I wonder how that car would go by. Like, wow. Coming back to your earlier debate on who will win in a race here.
Yeah. Who will win, Don, in the race? Yeah, stay tuned.
I doubled down, boy. I doubled down on myself.
Yeah, it's quite a good racer. I'll give him that. Like his cars, like I've never gone 190, 200. Don's lived in that space for a good couple minutes. Like I could probably live there for 3 seconds and go back down.
Yeah, because your life flashes before your eyes. You're like, let me hold on for a bit.
Yeah, no.
No, for me it's like 120. Like I feel like when I go over 120, I'm like criminal. That's why. And every time I jump into Don, I'm like, let me just check my covers and my policies are in place.
Yeah. Don doesn't have any policies. He's not there yet. No policies. You never told me about this.
Yeah,
this is new to me. I mean, I'm the guy in the background, and I'm only here because what I said of my mother. So I've got to make sure I've got policies because of that. So. But guys, thank you so much for the episode.
Yeah. No.
We're gonna wrap it up there.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna back it up here, but we'll definitely be hearing from you when you're abroad. There's a
definitely.
lot of
we
Skype you. We'll link you in.
Yeah.
We'll video call you.
Yeah.
We'll hook you up with Agent X, Malcolm X.
It's technician X, my man. Technician X.
Code.
Bro. We don't want to get another call. You know what I mean?
No, for sure.
Like that okay. That we can hide.
And the weirdest thing is like everybody's phones have gone off. I mean, like we laugh, but where the hell was that actually coming from, dude?
No, for sure. I don't know. That was strange because literally there's
maybe
only 2 phones on the table.
Maybe it came from a chip in somebody's ID.
Yo. That's a topic for another podcast.
I'm good, dude. I'm good. Guys, thank you so much. It's been a fun episode. Thank you, Oshil, for coming through.
Thank you for having me, guys.
And thank you for Michael Clayton. And he's going to be a good boy, Mom. So let him out of
detention.
Detention. Yeah. Let him join the boys, man.
Yeah, grounded, man. Grounded.
All right. Peace out, guys. Thank you so much. Join us next time.